I had made a video about this just a little while ago, but I updated the video and I updated the demo, and this probably deserves a fair explanation. This is light aberration plus Lorentz transformation, which the light aberration um, is really more about what the observer sees. But I was wondering if this transform that this observer in the center um, should see, if in perspective it would be any better. So I dug up this voxel whirl, and then I can change the velocity here, which my velocity and the cube's velocity are the same. And amazingly, in perspective, this surface that's quite distorted on the left is very square on the right. I did add a length contraction to it, because otherwise it just generally elongates, gets longer and longer and longer. My length contraction is kind of right, but it's not exact. This is very close to the speed of light, which you can see that pulls that point very close to the observer. So that point way off in the distance there is actually really close to what I'm seeing. And so all that yellow there is just this yellow tip here. Happens on the sides and the top, of course. But again, on the right side here, this is all quite square. And I can even sort of go inside. I can separate the two velocities so that if the cube was moving fast and I was sitting still, then things aren't quite so square as they could be. And if the cube is sitting still and I'm going very fast, then it becomes kind of bulbous on the back end. And then there's this point on the front that kind of gets in the way. Like, I'd really like to go around it, but I just kind of can't until I go through it. And I'm past it and on the front side of the cube now. So that kind of happens to this cube too. Like, this point is actually very close to me. This green color is time equals 0, and then red is about 1. In this, I'm doing 1 meter per second, so it's like 3 seconds, but it's really like 1 nanosecond in real speed of light. So this is 1 nanosecond. The next blue band is another one. The next green is another one. So that's seeing things further and further away. If I'm not moving so fast, then I see a more, uniform coloring. But this green spot on the floor, as we advance together, that green spot goes towards the direction of the velocity. So like current is way up here now. And on the left. But then immediately towards the back, it's several seconds delayed to the back of the cube. That's many, many more seconds, nanoseconds, seconds. I also did a variation on this that, oops, this one. If I have a sphere and the point in the middle of it is observing, then, let me start again. Then that kind of gets squished in and that gets bulbous out. The squish in is from the late aberration, really. Aberration. So if we have mostly light aberration, it's a dent. Well, I guess they kind of play together. And I can move the x offset slightly to kind of accentuate that. But then I get this field, which I kind of thought was going to be more bowl-shaped than it is. But that point on the inside is where the observer would be. So this would all appear actually kind of extra stretched. And then this is further away, so it's kind of not as stretched as it seems. I can do other shapes on this. And there's some coloring to it. And I'm going to include links to all these in the description. This one's really pretty. But this is all based on this new math. This wonderfully hideous expression. Which, in vectors, isn't actually quite so bad. Bye.